compartan sus experiencias, perspectivas, desafíennos, digan lo que tengan que decir y vamos a escucharlo como simples servidores que entendemos el futuro depende de todos nosotros y de ustedes. Tendremos aquí el honor de escuchar a Adia Daniel, una activista climática del Caribe, y a Francisco Vera, defensor juvenil de UNICEF para América Latina. Espero que este diálogo sea una oportunidad para reflexionar y para reafirmar nuestro compromiso de poner a los niños y jóvenes en el centro de la acción climática. Sin más, le paso la palabra a nuestra querida Adia. Tiene la palabra.
Thank you, and good morning. Imagine a world where the sky darkens, the winds howl with an unearthly fury, the sea rises like a wrathful beast, and a child crumbles to their knees in fear. This is not a scene from a horror movie, but a grim reality that we in the Caribbean face due to devastating impacts of climate change. Hurricanes, once rare occurrences, have become all too common in our region, leaving destruction and despair in their wake. Homes destroyed, livelihoods lost, lives shattered. I am Adia Daniel, a 17-year-old from a small island developing nation in the Caribbean, St Vincent and the Grenadines. To many, my region is a tourism hotspot, but to me and thousands of my peers, our lived reality is our countries are in the crosshairs of climate change. I love our region, but I fear for our islands. I will tell you a story. It's a story from a friend living in one of the most recent islands to be devastated by a cruel Category 5 hurricane, the first of its kind in the history of the Caribbean, on the verge of the hurricane season, a result of skyrocketing temperatures and climate change. Awakened in the wee morning hours of July 1st by Beryl's gusty winds, she experienced fear like no other, as her home and those around her were torn asunder by the winds. Roofs blew away, leaving them to seek shelter under trees, in barrels, and what was left of infrastructure on the island. The fear matched only the devastation unfolding before their eyes as the island they called home was now in ruins. Anxiety, fear, loss, suffering, and feeling overwhelmed. How many more hurricanes and extreme climate crisis events are we going to endure until we act effectively? This is not a warning, more so a plea for strengthened action. If we do not act and continue to work diligently to find sustainable solutions to the climate crisis, not only will we bear the consequences now, but for years to come. Equally important, we must not forget the correlation between climate change and mental health. Now more than ever is the time to invest in climate crisis recovery strategies to assist children in coping with these complex emotions we feel when a climate crisis occurs. UNICEF has successfully implemented and executed mental wellness support programs and resources such as Young Caribbean Minds and Return to Happiness in shelters across affected islands, where children and youth have been integrally involved in facilitating sessions and distributing donation packages on the ground. However, while we are grateful for these efforts, this is not my round of applause to you. For as world leaders, stakeholders, and most importantly, advocates, there is much more work to be done. Amidst this chaos and devastation of Hurricane Beryl and the climate crisis, there is a glimmer of hope. The youth of the Caribbean and small island developing states, our children, The future stewards of this planet are not mere bystanders in this unfolding crisis. Rather, they are the voices of reason, the champions of change. It is imperative that we involve children in the dialogues and initiatives surrounding climate change, for we are the ones who will inherit the consequences of our action or inaction. Where the beauty of our islands is matched only by the fragility of our ecosystems, the need for children to be at the forefront of decision-making discussions in climate change is more pressing than ever. As I witness the catastrophic effects of climate change on my island, I also see the efforts of children across the region, starting movements, lobbying for policy making and law reform, and creating strategic action plans. But we cannot do this without you. We need your unwavering support and attention to manage the grave effects of climate change on small island developing states. This is not just an environmental issue, but also economic, social, and political. Let us empower children, educate children, and inspire children, instilling in them a sense of responsibility toward our planet, our home, and our future. Thank you.
Muchas,
And now I will direct my question to His Excellency. How do we ensure that financially thriving countries contribute to climate action initiatives led by children and youth-centered non-governmental organizations within countries with less financial resources, including small island developing states?
Thank you, Adia.